Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Chilled Pint. The game of the week this week will be Mutant Year Zero. So if you wonder what type of game it is, think Mad Max meets Donald Duck and just sort of mushes together. Right, you'll see what I'm on about when you get into it.
It
See you
sounds
on the other
great.
side, guys. Enjoy. This is Mutant Year Zero. Now, the clue is in the title up the top there. Now, I'm not gonna. I've completed this game, so I know the story. But what I will say is, I wanted to show you the men. I'm gonna start a new game because I can't go back into the game because once you've killed enemies, they're dead. So if I went back and loaded up my game now, just be empty map. So I've killed everyone. Now, I wouldn't normally
so,
bother showing you these
sorry,
menus.
sorry to interrupt you there. So, you can go back and revisit places throughout the game.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Mainly to explore for stuff you missed. There's a lot of stuff on the maps that's well hidden.
Right. Oh,
I've
okay.
certainly not found everything, but I've pretty much, well, I've certainly killed everybody. That's moving. So there's now I wouldn't normally bother showing you the menu, but you probably notice there's no easy mode. It's normal, hard, and very hard. And normally that's a bit of a gimmick to
Yeah,
sort of say,
like
oh, it
normal is
really is
easy.
easy. But what I would say is that, in terms of like real time, sort of turn-based strategy shooters, this is sort of like almost the Bloodborne, the Dark Souls, the fucking Sekiro of of this world, because these games, this is a hard game. It is challenging. Right, I know it's a tactical game,
Okay.
but what I will say is, on normal, you're probably going to die 1 or 2 times per encounter. Certainly later in the game. Hard, you're definitely going to die 5 times per encounter, as the game soon
Per
ramps up.
encounter.
Per encounter, yeah. And on
Okay.
very hard, that's going to be like 10 to 15 times before you get your strategy absolutely nailed down. Right. I'm going to talk while we're going to keep playing while I talk about the rest. Now, the reason why this game is fundamentally so challenging, I found, certainly as it went on, is not only is there's a steep level curve where the enemies are always ahead of you, like even with maxed out gear, you know, the enemies always, so each of them can take 3-4 shots with maxed out best gear in the game. Right? So you've got to have like proper strategies that disable them or disorientate them, or that you can ambush them. Even just a normal little grunt. Like the weakest enemies in the game, which are meant to just be pests, are 2, maybe 3 shots.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be an issue, but I completed this in the hardest setting, purely because I didn't have time to be faffing about with the easy setting. And the problem is, there's a finite amount of resources in the game.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I'll explain that more in a minute. Now, this, you'll notice, it's basically, there's a post-apocalyptic world. Oh.
I've been looking forward to this game, actually. I've seen some footage of it. Well, I've seen like this area and stuff. The first like half an hour or so. But the reason why I was looking forward to it is because it's like, as you said earlier, like XCOM. But the problem I had with XCOM, I only played one of them. I can't remember the name, but was the base problem, where the base building just gets so difficult so quick. Like it starts off nice and easy. It's like, here's your barracks, here's this, and then by like the third mission in, it's like, well, the world's fucked because you didn't build, a tea room.
Yeah. I agree with you. XCOM was an absolute pig for that. The challenge in this game comes from the game. Largely, it comes from the resources. So this first battle is not really a fair representation. It's literally just to teach you the mechanics. So I'm not going to do anything clever.
Like any game.
And I'm playing on normal now, so... Right, so basically, like if you've never played a real-time strategy before, you've got to think. You've got a limited number of turns. You've got to plan everything. Everything's by the numbers, so you can see you've got to trade off your chance to hit against sort of other factors as well. So I've got a 75% chance to hit, which is, you might think, oh, that's a good chance. That's a one in 4 chance of missing. And when that guy's going to turn around and shoot you in the face next turn, that's a big deal. So
it's annoying me so much that I can't play this.
It is a good game. I'm not gonna lie,
I'll explain to the
that
viewers.
there. Was that 75%? I missed him.
The reason why Adam has been playing all the games all this time is because I have an internet connection problem. So we don't want to risk me streaming the game. But I assure you, once I have my internet connection problem solved, you'll get to see me playing games properly. So we've got to watch Adam again do this.
Now, there's just been noticed while you've been talking there that the sound wasn't coming through for the game, but it is now. I mean, for those who are listening, basically you're not missing much. It was just the background sounds, and you'll hear the soundtrack. It's just tickling away. But you'll hopefully be able to hear their voices speak. Now, I picked up an item here. Have a listen to this. So you'll notice a lot of the lore in this game comes from the item descriptions.
Oh, yeah.
So, ancient fire torch. When attached to a weapon, it gives a chance to shoot. Okay, this is not a great example. But you can get damage modules like this, which are rarer than hen's teeth, which will augment your weapon to make them a bit more damage.
We saw one of these things once. Filled with zone dogs, right? Oof.
There's
The ancients sure knew how to build big pieces of garbage.
Now, somewhere around here, I thought there was a chest. I'm probably wrong. But there's lots of areas. There's definitely a thing in this game. Always go where the game sort of wants you not to go, because, I mean, like any game, that's where the cool stuff is.
Every gamer plays like that, don't they?
Yeah, that's
Don't
true.
they?
We got ourselves some ghouls.
Now, this is the thing.
He ate a ghoul.
First screen
Better get
still,
into ninja mode. Listen, turn off
it
your
introduces
We
its
sneak by the
stealth
water, they
element.
won't see
Stealth
us.
is king in this game. There's apart from that, maybe that opening combat, there's not really one you want an account that you want to start. That isn't an ambush, where you've got the drop of the enemy, and pretty much on the high difficulties, you've got to have almost your entire battle plan planned out, start to finish. If you got to know exactly what's going to happen every turn, if you want to win.
Okay.
Yeah, stealth really is important in this game, and it mixes it up, like I say, with a bit of real-time exploration. You can search around the map, look for the things you want to. The setting of this game, which I will explain, it's because I want to explain why we've got like people with duck heads and big heads, is that modern society, as we know it today, destroyed itself, and humanity as we know it are now called the Ancients. Now, humans are still alive, almost in a sort of like isolated settlements that don't know about each other. And these guys belong to the Ark. Now, these guys are mutants. Mutants have no idea where they come from. They assume something. The ancients all killed themselves, and the radiation or something caused mutants.
I mean, like I said before, I've seen some of this gameplay, and to me, the duck is like my spirit animal on this game. Because he's just, from what I've seen of the gameplay, he's just so
that elevator when I see it.
sassy and arsehole.
Take a bath.
Like, he's
Get a grog
just
with the
like,
boys. Get
yeah,
another
whatever,
drink with the
fuck
boys.
it.
Freak myself. Oh.
He is my favourite character.
Straight talking.
Campsite.
Yeah.
Looks like
I will say, he is my favourite character.
lived here
And,
Nothing like a bunch of skeletons to put your mind at ease.
you see how I picked up 2 med kits there?
Yeah.
There is a finite amount of med kits in the entire game. So if you
Does
burn
that-
through your med kits halfway through the game, you're out of med kits
Oh, right.
for those final bosses, and that is the real challenge of the game. is managing those resources later in the
Right.
game.
So it's
Even the
kind of
stuff,
like
when we get back to the Ark, you'll see a shop where you can buy items. But the problem is, once you get a key checkpoint to the game, the shop restocks. There's still a finite number, so there's only maybe 4 med kits in the shop.
Right.
And they're stupid expensive. And you can't go. And the thing is, you can't farm in this game. Once you've picked up some scrap,
So we run in,
which is the currency in this game,
Right,
that's
yeah.
it. It's gone from the map. It never respawns. You can't keep killing enemies and getting stuff.
Oh, right,
You can't
okay.
keep revisiting areas to get more scrap. There's no farming.
So it's a bit like a survivalist game as well.
Really is, yeah.
I
There
hate
is genuine
survivalist
scarcity in
games.
this game, and that provides a real challenge. You're going to be doing a lot of reloading save games.
That's put me off a little bit because I don't like this whole like survivalist thing that's like the trend lately. Because like a lot of this like survivalist thing that I've found in games, it's like I'll cut this tree down. Oh, you've got 2 wood. What, from a fucking tree?
Yeah.
I could build a boat from that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Love me some mutants.
what do you mean?
Right.
2 wood?
There we go.
So this encounter here is, I'd say, is like the first proper one. So I'll do this one properly.
You hear that noise? I hear my
Right.
stomach.
So I'm going to climb up here with ducks. Because,
So,
oh, didn't mean to do that. I started combat early.
oh, so you can you start combat whenever you decide?
If you haven't been spotted, if the enemies spot you, then that's it.
Alright, so is that how the stealth comes in then? You can like
It
pincer
is.
attack them or something and then initiate the combat from that.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, alright, okay. Oh, well, it's enticing me back in again.
And you're going to want to start pretty much every encounter from this one as an ambush.
Yes, alright, yeah.
With everything planned out. So my plan is I'm going to take these 2 little straggler bitches out here. Oh.
So, can we talk about why is it a duck and a boar?
I think from a character, you mean in terms of the lore of the game, or just
Well,
why?
I mean, I understand, okay, so they're mutated, right, okay, we'll go with that, even though, you know, that's not how it works. But they must have went through other animals in, like, the design process. I wonder what made them decide a duck and a boar as, like, starting...
Because ducks are awesome.
Like, yeah, well, we had this last week, didn't we? We know that, you know, you like ducks. We get it.
It's because they're the best animals. What I will say about ducks is, have you ever seen a duck? Like, I remember being at uni, right? And there was a duck just in the middle of the seminar room. If I had to take a guess, there was a pond a few hundred metres away. It wandered through the main foyer, like along the corridor, and got into the seminar room, right? Just by
Okay.
itself, just on a wander, as you do. And I remember opening the door. I was the first at the seminar. I was about 15 minutes early. I opened the room, and there was this duck just right in the middle of the seminar room, like it was gonna like deliver this bloody seminar, right? And I looked at it, and it looked back at me, and it just had this look of like, what? I'm a duck. And ever since then, I've just put my love ducks, because it was like, yeah, fair enough, dude. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know what I was expecting from you to do. Like, he was chill, so I sat down. He was chill. He sat in the middle of the room. We chilled.
I suppose they are the best attack animal because they can fly, they can go on sea, and land.
Oh my god, they're like the Marines and the Air Corps. My God, I never thought of this. They're awesome.
An attack duck. That's what you want.
Right, how do I get this brick? Here we go. Right, I'm gonna move there.
Are there other animals in the game?
There are other animals, and some of them you can play, some you can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I won't spoil about what they are, but there's some mutants and there's some who are sort of non-mutants. Some mutants look like animals, some don't. And the thing about this game is that like I said, the mutants don't really know where they come from. But
right.
There's humans back in the ark as well.
Yeah.
And in one in particular is the Elder, and I have to admit, you do get the impression sort of constantly that he knows more than he's letting on.
Well, yeah, that's a given. Anyone in charge of a group of people has to know more than anyone else. Otherwise, you're not in charge, are you? You need foresight. That's why you know more than other people. Are there otters?
There are not otters.
Aww.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it now.
And stay down.
That was awesome.
Alright, because I reckon although otters are cute, like...
This is what I was on about with the law, so I'll read it to you. This is a boombox, a strange talking box that hisses at a snake when powered on. Sometimes, depending on where it is placed, it will speak to you with beeps, hit whistles, or even faint voices. It includes a handy slot in the front for keeping things in.
Yeah.
You know, and also, listen, this is good sort of lore from the item descriptions, but a lot of it is through the character dialogue, which we talked. So have a listen when I turn this off here.
Look at this beauty. The ancients left a lot of ugly junk behind, but once in a while you see something like this. Wonder what these buttons are for.
I wouldn't touch it if I were you. I'm not kidding around. Lay off the buttons.
What's up your butt?
Oh. That's an awesome.
Don't be pretending you know what any of this crap is. We'll bring it back to the Ark and show it to Prip. Ask him what it's worth on the black market.
I will say when I saw previews of this before, a lot of that item description stuff was what sold me. Because I remember it's like for example a telescope, for example. It's called like a long looker or something like that. Because they don't understand what it actually is. And just like that,
there's a lot of that, like sudden destruction of the world. A lot of knowledge is lost. Like I say, even the mutants don't know where they come from.
Yeah. But I found it quite endearing. That whole we know what it is, but they don't know what it is.
Yeah. So I didn't quite get to the game because, basically, it looks like there was this massive plague that wiped us both out, and then as a last-ditch attempt, humanity dropped nukes. This game, it seems to me, has set itself up, but the way it ends just begs for a sequel.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of games do that anyway, don't they? Especially when they're a new project.
Yeah, I won't give that away, but when I say yeah, you're right. A lot of games do that. But what I will say is this game finishes with a lot more questions than it does answers, and I find that a little bit unsatisfying in that there's no real payoff at the end from a story point of view.
Alright.
There is in that you find out where mutants come from, sort of, but you don't find out why or any of the motivations behind it. You literally just find the physical location.
Oh,
and that's
okay.
You don't find why they were made, who was making. Well, you find out the names, but not who they worked for or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the zone ghouls are descendants of humanity. They're sort of just humans who've sort of mutated. Supposedly through radiation, you get the impression.
So people have mutated as well.
Yeah. But like, when I say mutated, I mean mainly just become psychic, like telekinetic and ugly.
Oh, okay, so there's like superpowers in it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least, that's what the Elder says.
Yeah, like I say, that's what the Elder says is a sort of common theme. Yeah, so let's say this post-apocalyptic world, I know it's set on a sort of tabletop pen and paper RPG.
Oh,
It takes the general setting, but I don't think it, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't use anything too much else with the game. It doesn't build, it doesn't really go... It doesn't go anywhere in the same way that the game's story goes, I believe. Correct me if you've played this.
So, is this set on an actual location?
Yeah, there is a real world location for this, which I won't give away.
Oh, okay.
Because you can find it out during the game, but this is set in like a real world location that actually happens there, and that's... I wouldn't say it's an important part of the story, but it does really give you the sense that you think, oh, are we in an alien world, are we in somewhere else? Like, and it actually really grounds it once you find the clues that think, oh, hang on a minute, this is... Oh, holy moly, this is a real world location, you know?
I mean, you don't have to say yes or no,
Yeah.
but I'm going to say, is it America?
The
No.
elevator's up ahead.
Okay. Surprised at that. 'Cause
Yeah.
the way it looked there across like that scenery, and like with the weapons and stuff, like, and like maybe like the cars and stuff that we've passed, I sort of got that vibe.
Yeah, there is clues, like here, here's one, like the road signs here are one of the clues.
Oh right, okay.
Like I say, and you look at like certain notes and things that you find in the area.
I never paid that much attention to like the little details. To be fair, whilst you were playing there,
Yeah, if you can
it was
read
more
like
just
the
Two ghouls.
languages on the signs and things,
What are
there's
those robot
clues.
heads up to?
okay.
They're planning to ambush the elevator.
So there must be a little like secret law then.
Let's sneak around,
A bit like I was
see if there's
saying, like find out like these relics of the past and stuff, like they're like binoculars or things like that.
Yeah. So here, for example, this is like a level 25 area, and I'm level 3.
Yeah.
As a general player tip, I'd always try and go to here. Just, it's a bit boring for me to do it now. I'm not going to do it on this because it's just, you'll never be able to fight anything in that area. But if you can sneak around, you might be able to find some good gear.
Yeah. I mean, as we've said before, we've been playing games for how long now? Almost 20 years? Christ. And it's just that thing where in games you never go where the game wants you to go.
Right, here we go. So have a look. So it's so there. Little notes like this will tell you where the locations of weapons are and like special items and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And it said find good stuff in chests. That's when you know you've generally found something good. So this is one of the most useful things in the game. Now, Borman has terrible range, so I will give him this thing that adds 25% of his range.
Oh, so they have different skills as well?
Yes, so Dux is sort of like your ranged sniper, tactical person, and Borman's like your tank. You know, stereotypical.
I mean, I know that we've already said like a duck is like a marine of the, animal world. But I wouldn't have thought of a duck as a sniper.
Oh yeah, obviously, man. I mean, that's just a flaw in your thinking, I'm afraid, mate.
Well, obviously the makers of the game realised that, a duck is obviously a sniper. Plus, they're all terrain. You know, I mean,
This is true. Yeah, all terrain. Air, land, sea.
you know
Right.
how you get like in games like where sometimes it's like a hybrid of two creatures as
Ducks
an
are already
enemy.
that.
If it was a duck, would that be the ultimate enemy?
The elder meets us at the elevator. He says he
I'd
doesn't
say
have a
so.
second to
Yeah.
lose.
Could dive underwater.
Important.
Could go into the sky.
He says is a man. And that
Could
man
waddle at you.
everyone in
Or
York knows
the
him.
opposite, if you could have it as like
He's on the gearhead, going farther into the
a
zone
war
than anyone
ride.
else,
That
bringing
makes
back
sense.
the machines that help us.
As if you were going to ride a creature into battle. Would you take a giant duck?
Hammond, keep the odds beating.
So,
The elder says 3
I will
minutes
try and
ago,
explain a bit of the opening game. I'm going to skip this scheme. But the early game, you're looking for this one called Hammond, who's like the
Yes.
Ark's chief engineer and scientist. He's the only one who really understands how the machines work on the Ark, you know, salvage technology, and he can sort of repair stuff. So, if he's not around, like, no, the Ark will fail and die, you know, the whole society will fall apart. Now, he's vanished, he's gone off on an exploration to explore these machines he's found, and he's not come back. He's him and his squad of stalkers, which is what the group who go out into the zone, which Ducks and Borman are, you know, to go out and find scrap and salvage resources.
Also, they're like a different group of
Yeah,
stalkers.
they're generally tougher, they're mutants, they're tougher than normal humans, and that's why they can survive scavenging.
Right, oh, okay.
And Hammond's been out with his group of stalkers and he's not come back, and that's, you're trying to hunt him down, that's part of the early game. But as you go out, you sort of find things that bring a lot of questions up in your mind, and you've got questions for the Elder.
I've got a question already. If you're in a society like this, where you know there's aggressive parts and someone hasn't come back, you just assume they're dead.
Yeah.
Want to know how this goes down? For the right
But
price, I
it's
fix
so
and upgrade your
important, it's
shitty
worth
gear.
going out and finding.
Any
I
questions?
suppose, yes, from that standpoint, yes.
Yeah. She's worth listening to, this one here, this the lady who does your weapons, because she gives you tactics
But
and
then-
how to beat the enemies.
But then a flaw in that is, if he's the only one that understands it, he can teach others.
Yeah,
And
that
if
is
you're-
true, but for some
if
reason he
you're
doesn't.
the elder and you're in charge of everyone, you would say to this
Take it
guy,
easy.
look, I need you to teach them. Because if anything does happen to you, God forbid, you know,
Right. So, at that Dux's Fix pit, that's where you use your one currency, your weapon stuff up here, your weapon parts to upgrade your gun, and any bits, weapon attachments you found out in the field, you can attach them. This here is a sort of rare currency, which gets you permanent buffs. I'll say in a minute. This is your main
Oh, yeah.
currency, which is your scrap, which is what you can use to get stuff from the item shop. Right, so you'll notice like there's 4 medikits here.
yeah.
Now, anything you buy from the shop is gone permanently, but the shop itself restocks 4 times as you reach certain milestones in the game.
Right, okay.
But that's
yeah,
it. And each time, so there's 16 med packs you can buy in from the shop, and that's it. All the rest you've got to find out in the world, and there is a limited amount out in the world as well. This is what I was talking about. Same goes for grenades, same goes for your Molotovs and all the other types of grenades, everything.
Right.
So you've thrown too many grenades early on. No more grenades in the late game.
Right, okay.
And the grenades are crucial for a tactical advantage.
I mean, this hasn't been out that long, has it?
No, I think about
Do you reckon
7
it's
months,
something
6,
they
7
might
months.
patch?
Has it had a patch, did you say?
No, I'm saying, do you reckon it's something they might patch?
No, I think it's very much deliberate to provide the challenge.
Because when I was first looking at this game and like saying I was really interested in it, none of that was mentioned. Like the difficulty, like in like limited supplies and stuff.
Hmm.
So I kind of can see it as
Until next
it's
time.
not just you that would have noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is, even if this was unlimited in this shop, scrap isn't. Every time you pick up scrap, that's it. It doesn't respawn. Nothing respawns. So you got to run out of money to buy it with.
Yeah.
Right. And
I
we'll
feel
go
like
to
that
the
would
bar.
be annoying.
After a killer day in the zone, you know you can always come
So
to
this is
grips
Prip.
with some
He's like the bartender who's a
high-quality
black
drug.
market dealer.
You wanna get
He
loaded?
trades the
Order a
rare
shot.
stuff you find,
No
like the boom
butane,
box.
no bleach, only
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
far seer, which we were talking about later, which is
I
a
also
telescope for
dabble
like
in a
permanent
little,
buffs.
antiquity trading. So if you find any cool artifacts out in the wasteland, bring them to
Well-
me and I might give...
He needs. I forgot his name. I'm going to call him Jeff.
Yeah.
The guy that we're looking for. Doesn't he need Jeff?
He does. So if I was recommending anything to anyone, 2 things you want to buy as quickly as possible. This one, which extends the amount of turns it takes for you to bleed out when you die. So that is super important. And this one, before you buy anything from the shop, gets you a 10% discount at the shop, so it's worth it. Or 20% off
Oh,
at the
yeah.
shop.
Till next time!
Get that straight away.
Any discounts, always buy them in games first.
My home will always
So this
be
is
a
the
haven
elder.
to you,
He doesn't look
brave
well, does he?
stalkers.
Does
After
not.
your journeys, pay me a visit, and I'll offer you some guidance, perhaps a story, to help
mean-
you become wise.
He clearly knows more because, I mean, he's doing the blood transfusion, isn't he?
Certainly is, yeah. So he's
And
screwed
considering
with
he's
that
doing the
hammer.
blood transfusion and the others don't even know where they came from.
Yeah. Well, you know, you don't have to know where you came from, but know you got blood, son. That's it.
Yeah, but you'd have to know about blood groups and the fact that you can replace blood.
Exactly. He does. Put it like that, that's not an accident, that detail in the game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you
That's
go.
not
It's
bad
not really a
writing,
spoiler
that's-
if I noticed it straight away, is it?
Yeah.
And I've not played the game.
Like I say, it's one of those things where you're like, he knows more than he's letting on. You know what I mean? Right, I'm going to stop it there, mate. I think that's enough. I don't want it, because after that you just explore in new areas, more fights, sort of thing. You see how it goes on. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of sneaking, and from that point of view, it's boring to look at, but playing it,
Yeah,
it's a
I
real
can see your
tactical
point.
experience.
But
But, yeah.
yeah, I think it's a good looking game. I'm still interested in it. I'm a little bit surprised by some of the points that you mentioned, though. Like I say, when I first got interested in it, and I thought it looked really good, it seems like it's not really stood up to some of those things.
Mm.
It's or should I say, it's gone astray from those things and took it to a different direction.
Yeah.
Like they're more like make it difficult rather than enjoyable.
Yeah. I think fans of the original tabletop game might appreciate this because the story, the lore, there's the world build. It does it well. It's not totally faithful to the original, but it goes off an interesting place with it. But fans of XCOM and any definitely if you're a fan of a survival sort of strategy, this is challenging survival strategy in that sense.
Yeah.
More like resource. There's a strong resource management element to it, as well as a strong tactical element. And if you're like hitting your head against the same problem again and again until you win, this game's right up your alley. Now, I really don't like this type of game, but I will say I did enjoy this. I've enjoyed this the most out of pretty much any game that's like that. Because the world building is good, and
I would say it's like you said there. It's the survival side that's kind of put me off. But I'll still get it. I'll still play it in a couple of years' time when I've caught up with my backlog. Because I have a massive backlog.
So yeah, overall, I'd say about an 8 out of 10 for this game, and definitely worth a look. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it still looks good.
is. Bad backs, duck. Yeah, exactly
Yeah, I'll go
like
with
that.
that.
You get it. Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments or anything in the in the comments. Funnily enough, remember everything you say at this stage will influence the future of the channel. So now's the time to have you say. Thanks again for watching. See you all next week.